We're back with the RV rundown, and this is the 2023 Volante 375MD. Crossroads has done something kind of interesting here with the 375MD. They have done a slightly different take on the mid-bunk by creating a mid-den. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but I want to start right here in the back of the camper because it has a traditional, almost rear living design where we have our den all the way back at the back, where we have theater seating directly across from our large flat screen, traditional setup with the fireplace down low, storage all around it. There's even storage behind that flat screen. It's on a mount that pulls away from the wall. Behind me, we have a sleeper sofa, so this can pull out as a tri-fold, and we could additionally have a few guests out here as well if we needed to sleep a couple. Our kitchen is set up pretty nicely. We have solid surface countertops from Volante here. They span into the main kitchen area from our island, and notice that they're using multiple tones of gray and white. It's very nice in the sense that it's modern and clean looking, and it kind of opens up the space and makes it feel nice and large. We have an Everchill 12-volt refrigerator here at nearly 11 cubic feet. This thing is close to residential sized, but not quite. They've given us plenty of space for storing food and other items by way of the two large pantry doors that open up. I like this because these are nice big deep shelves. We can keep a lot of things in here, and you have the option to potentially add more shelving to it later on in your ownership should you choose to. The island has sink covers which cover a nice deep basin sink with a high-rise faucet. That makes it easy to wash out those pots and pans. And in lieu of storage, they've given us a couple of, I'm going to call them like breakfast nook style stools on either side, just to expand the seating area in here from our U-shaped dinette. If that wasn't enough to host everybody that's sleeping in the camper, we can seat a couple right here at the island. Speaking of that U-shaped dinette, that does drop down to become yet another bed. The table drops down, the pads slide out, and we could host yet another couple of people. There's some storage down below it in the form of cabinet doors that open up to some nice big open spaces. Now earlier I talked about this being an MD, a mid-den instead of a mid-bunk, and that's what this is. We have a nice sliding door here, and when we pop in, we see that we have a slide with a sofa, a jackknife sofa, and a bunk up above, and all of this is straight across from loads of storage and a big flat screen TV with a shelf down below. I could see this being a multi-purpose room. I could see putting the kids in here and using it as a bunk room, having an alternate space for watching movies, or even using this as an office. There's ways to get that set up in here. Now, the jackknife sofa does lay out flat to be a larger sleeping space, and up under it we have another mattress that we could drag out onto the floor, much like a trundle style bed, so that we could potentially sleep 3 to 4 back here. It's kind of interesting, kind of nice. Now, in most traditional mid-bunk designs, there's a loft up above this, but here they've decided not to do that, and it really makes this room feel pretty big. It's definitely not claustrophobic at all, like some of them are. When we pop out and head up our main hallway, we pass by our primary control panel, a coat rack, our entry door. We'll come right back to all of that. But I want to show you the main bathroom here. It's a pass-through bathroom, so there's access from the hall as well as access from the main bedroom. We have a porcelain foot flush toilet, storage in the form of a medicine cabinet and a cabinet down below the sink, a nice tall glass enclosure shower with a skylight above. That way people like me that's 6'3" can get in there and feel pretty comfortable. There's also storage built in to the side of this just above our toilet for keeping linens and other things. In our bedroom, we have a few things going on. We have a king bed. I think this is really nice. The king bed is on the slide. It's east-west. It really opens this thing up. They've put in the shelving on either side with USB up above. And this is something I didn't mention outside earlier, but if you look around at all of the couches, anywhere where you sit down, there's pretty much access to a USB plug. Now we've optioned this in as a 50 amp service camper with 2 air conditioners on board because we're here in the South and it's kind of necessary. One of those is right here in the bedroom. Now because this is a mid-profile design, it kind of slopes down in the front and slopes down in the back. At 6'3", I can stand up pretty comfortably and still I start to get close to the closet. Then I have to duck just a hair to reach in here and get whatever I may need. But the floor being flat all the way across really helps with the space and I don't have to step up or around to get to anything. There's a chest of drawer at the foot of the bed, as well as a spot where we can set up a TV. I like this because more entertainment is always a good thing. And inside of our closet, we have washer dryer hookups. I think that's awesome because in a unit this size, you might have a large family with you on the road, and you might feel the need to do a little bit of laundry from time to time. Up under our bed, it's strut assisted, and we have a large storage space. They're just taking the advantage of all of that dead space that was under there naturally. That's pretty cool and definitely helpful. Let's pop back down to the main deck right across from our entry door, and let's run these slides in so that we can see what's accessible with this thing completely closed up. Here we go. Okay, so with our slides in, you can see that we really don't have access to much. I'm certainly not getting into the main living area. I'm not getting into that bunk room at all. What I can get to though is the bathroom and some of the bedroom. So for a quick pit stop, the only thing you're going to be able to access in this model with the slides closed is that bathroom, really. Not terrible, but they could have had a little room for play so that I could get to some of my pantry items, but that would be a complete design change in this model. Let's run it back open, pop outside, and check out some of the features there. Our Volante has a few things going on, I should say, outside that are pretty nice. We have the Lippert solid step entry. Again, this is something that's becoming ubiquitous. We're seeing it across the board in the RV industry. Nice steps that connect with the ground and don't give you that diving board effect getting in and out of the vehicle. Big grab handle. They've even got a bottle opener / pet holder right here by the door, so you could loop a leash to it if you felt like that was necessary. We have a big patio awning out here. It's electric, it's LED lit, it runs out at the touch of a button, as well as 2 outside speakers. They're marine grade and they have Bluetooth connectability, so you can run your music from your phone out here. In terms of storage, because of the size of the deck, they've done something kind of neat. They've utilized the space up under there to give us additional pass-through storage. So this thing has more than your average mid-profile fifth wheel outside. There's lots of space to get all of your odds and ends, camp chairs, and other accessible things in here. And we get a chance to look at some of the aluminum framing as well that makes up the side profiles of the wall underneath our fiberglass exterior, as well as the internal framing. I think that's kind of neat. We have saddlebag storage for our LP. one on this side and one on the other. As we walk towards the back, we'll pass multiple points of level up. So this has a 6-point level up system. It runs at the touch of a button and automatically levels the camper on its own. So they're not just stabilizers, it is physically leveling the camper. At the very back of the Volante, we have a ladder that heads up to a fully walkable roof, spare tire mounted on our square tube, and this is set up to have an added backup camera that's an aftermarket product. There's not too many features to speak of on the off-door side of the camper. We do have the Shoreline power at the back corner, and there's the sewage dump station that's right under the slide here just forward of our axles. That's all controlled though from our wet bay. So our gray tank dump and our black tank dump valves are right here. We've got a little outside shower as well as all of our water connections, and again, access to that pass-through storage. Our saddlebag LPs that we mentioned earlier, the other one's right here. And then we have access to that storage again from a smaller compartment on the underside of the front of the camper. We have a fully molded front cap here, as well as a Curt Rotaflex pin box. This has a big rubber escutcheon plate on board, which really helps with chucking when you're riding down those highways with dividers in them. Overall, I think this is a really cool floor plan. It's pretty versatile in the sense that that middle room could be used for a lot of different applications, whether it be an office, a media room, a game room, or just a bunk room for the kids to hang out in. I can see using it a bunch of different ways. If you think this is something that could benefit your family, definitely check it out for yourself in person at Southern RV in McDonough, Georgia, or visit us online at southernrv.com. You can always call us with any questions at 770-477-0552. And if you like this content, please subscribe to our channel. We're putting out new stuff weekly. And until next time, guys, happy camping.